your comment was racist and it had nothing to do with you being arrested.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're counting down our picks for the most infamous times Karens, those entitled rude and belligerent folk, brought their dreadful attitudes to the happiest place on earth, Disney theme parks.
They say he changed prices, added bad language.
Number 10. Photo fight. When it comes to tourist places, you might be standing in another group's way as they try to take a photo. It happens. Typically, the others will nicely ask you to move and you oblige. However, one family didn't do this at all.
In a chaotic scene, you can see deputies on the ground arresting a man after a fight at Magic Kingdom.
In 2023, one unnamed group, we'll call Karens, for obvious reasons, arrived at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. They then stopped in front of the 100th anniversary sign, next to another unnamed family who were taking a photo.
To take your kids to the most magical place in the world, and then they have to stand and watch other people fight over a photo, it's just ridiculous.
When the family asked the Karens if they could move for the snap, an argument ensued, resulting in one Karen punching one of the family members. A brawl erupted that was captured on camera. As a result, two of those involved were banned from the park.
The sheriff's office says that victim is not pressing charges.
Number 9. Mask assault. Disney parks already bring out the inner Karen out of some people, so throw in the COVID-19 pandemic. When people's entitlement and selfishness over wearing masks were magnified, you have a horribly toxic mix.
If you ask somebody nicely to do something, why would somebody else want to hit you or punch you out for that?
Well, in 2020, that's what happened when Enrico Toro arrived at Walt Disney World's Epcot Center. After his family was asked to wear the proper coverings, they went back to their car to get them. However, upon returning to the park, the security guard realized one of the children didn't have a proper mask and blocked them from entering. Toro began insulting the guard, daring them to call the cops. When the guard reached for their phone, Toro struck the guard and threatened their life.
The male struck him with an open hand across his head.
Unsurprisingly, he was arrested for battery.
We're going to get through this, but we can't get through it by beating up other people or attacking them.
Number 8. Photo bomb brawl. It's not just American Disney parks where Karen havoc ensues. China, too, has a problem. In 2025, people were in line to use a photo booth at Shanghai Disneyland. According to witnesses, one couple decided they were too important to wait and cut in. However, when they took their photos, a family of 3 was in the background. The couple were livid that they weren't the main characters, and a brawl soon kicked off. As the men wrestled, the woman from the couple went to strike her family counterpart, only to connect with the child she was holding. Thankfully, beyond some bruises and scratches for the men, no one was seriously injured. Number 7. Ableism Karen. Florida man stories are usually pretty funny. Sadly, this one involving Brent George is not.
A Florida man is taken away in cuffs at the most magical place on earth.
In 2024, he was drinking with a friend at Walt Disney World's Bellevue Lounge. After getting heavily intoxicated, he decided to approach a table of people and mock the woman with Down syndrome and in a wheelchair. When the woman's mother confronted George, he pushed her twice, and when he slapped another woman at the table,
the girl's mother allegedly confronted George. He shoved the woman twice before slapping the woman's daughter-in-law in the face when she tried to calm the situation down.
One of the men in the group then got involved, causing a fight to erupt, which, according to his mugshot, George likely lost, as another bystander dragged him out of the bar. After being charged with multiple counts of battery, George pleaded not guilty in court.
You can't come back here, right? Okay. Disney doesn't want you back on property. Okay.
Number 6. Insult Karen. Sometimes kids have no filter. As such, this can mean they'll brutally insult you. However, no matter what, you can't do what Christy Crampton did in 2025.
Airport police say they arrested her at the gate after the pilot requested for law enforcement.
After enjoying Walt Disney World, she was on a plane to get back home. However, while the jet was still waiting to take off from Orlando Sanford International Airports, a child next to Crampton began insulting her weight, calling her Miss Piggy, among others. The boy, who was also on the Disney vacation with Crampton and had an unknown relation to her, had allegedly been annoying the Karen throughout this trip. With all that pent-up rage consuming her, Crampton physically attacked the boy.
But police and witnesses say she went beyond typical disciplinary actions.
This resulted in her being arrested at the airport and barred from contacting the child.
The report says the FBI was notified because it happened inside an airport. A Seminole County judge granted the woman a $10,000 bond.
Number 5. Disney employees' unhinged revenge. No one likes being fired. It sucks. But there are ways of dealing with that don't endanger many innocent people who had nothing to do with your dismissal.
A former Disney employee was sentenced to 3 years in prison. It is for hacking into the company's servers.
Unfortunately, this isn't something that Michael Schur followed. In 2024, he was fired as Disney's menu production manager for misconduct. So, for revenge, Schur hacked into the computer system to change the menus.
Officials say he hacked into Disney's menus several times.
As well as adding curse words and changing prices, he also edited allergen advice, potentially putting people's lives at risk. Thankfully, Disney realized what had happened and stopped the menus from shipping. In 2025, after pleading guilty, Schur was sentenced to 3 years in jail and had to pay nearly $690,000 in restitution.
Schur pleaded guilty to 1 count of computer fraud and aggravated identity theft.
Number 4. Skyliner Karen. Understandably, it's not fun waiting around when a ride breaks down when you desperately want to experience it. However, it's probably not a good idea to complain loudly in the queue with language that can turn the floor to air blue as children stand around.
I'm sure you've said worse in front of your kids. No, I haven't.
Yet in 2023, one woman decided this was the perfect choice after Walt Disney World's Skyliner broke for an hour. Sitting on a scooter, she was issuing one swear word after another out loud, causing other guests to admonish her behavior.
See what you started?
No, I didn't start it. She started it.
Did she take their criticism on board? Kinda. Skyliner Karen swore more at them and flipped the bird before she continued sulking at her new title of being a Disney villain. Number 3. Language police. It's strange how a Karen hearing a language that they don't speak can cause them to exhibit racism. Yet, that's what happened to Eva Ramirez in 2023.
It all started with a disagreement over a stall in a woman's bathroom at the theme park last week.
After going to Disneyland, California to celebrate her son's birthday, they went to use a nearby bathroom.
As we were walking into the restrooms, the stalls were empty, and so I went ahead and used the big stall with my child.
However, an argument began when Ramirez used an accessible stall for her young son. This sparked a Karen, dressed in all Mickey Mouse gear, to complain that Ramirez was speaking Spanish to her son.
Eva says the racist tirade went on for about a minute, but when her son started to cry, that's when she knew it had gone too far, so she started recording.
After claiming that since they're in America, she should speak English, the Karen then flat out stated she hated Mexicans. Yikes. In the aftermath of the footage going viral, a group of activists protested outside the Karen's apparent house, resulting in their arrests. Number 2. Karen's spot. The Disney parades at their parks are meant to be fun and memorable, and for one teenager, only the latter is applicable after she met Martha Zapata Echeverry at Florida's Walt Disney World in 2025.
51-year-old Martha Zapata-Echeverry is accused of child abuse.
The teen was in position when Zapata Echeverry allegedly touched her to make space in the crowd. seemingly to get herself a better view of the event by going closer to the front. When the teen reacted uncomfortably and refused, Zapata Echeverry apparently grabbed her and pulled her to the side, leaving bruises and scratch marks from Zapata Echeverry's nails on her arm.
However, when investigators asked her about nail marks left behind on the victim, her explanation was unclear.
Due to her actions, Zapata Echeverry was arrested for the attack and charged. She was also banned from visiting other Disney sites as she looked to go home to Spain.
And according to court records, the suspect entered a written plea of not guilty.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Fury Family. All families argue from time to time, but not many get violent in a public place. Yet that's what's happened with one group in 2019.
It's intolerable, the conduct. Of course, it's an interesting story, I suppose, and sensational because it happened in Disneyland.
While at California's Disneyland, Andrea Robinson was seen spitting on her brother Avery, causing him to attack her and her husband, Damon Petrie, as others got involved, and a mass brawl erupted. Eventually, security arrived to gain some order.
You could see they're distraught.
However, Avery wasn't done, as after being escorted from the park, he allegedly tried to hit an employee with his vehicle as he threatened Andrea and Damon's lives.
And he did find out today his bail is $1 million because the judge says of his past criminal history.
In 2020, Avery was sentenced to 6 months in jail. Andrea and Damon, who received similar charges, failed to show up in courts, and arrest warrants were issued for them. Which fandom do you think attracts the most Karens, and why? Let us know below.
This is not tolerated wherever you are.